The question of the day is from Mike. Mike asked, I was wondering, do you have any tips on shooting weddings on the D3100? I have a small wedding, 40 to 50 guests, in a small chapel in October. I only have two lenses, which are an 18 to 55 and a 55 to 200 kit lenses. I'm going to rent some lenses and an SB910 for the shoot. Please help, he says. Well, Mike, you are not alone. I get that question a lot, actually. That exact question, where people have the Nikon D3100 and the kit lenses, and they're trying to break into doing some weddings and portraits and stuff, but they're not really sure what to use and if they need to rent or purchase anything extra. So let's go through what I would suggest that you do. Let's see. I have a Nikon D3100 here, and I also have the kit lenses that you have, the 18 to 55 and the 55 to 200. So this is what you have. This is what I would suggest you do with what you have. These lenses, while they are great for a lot of things, probably aren't going to serve you very well in a dimly lit chapel and in what, usually receptions are fairly dimly lit. I'm going to assume that your reception will be like that. So these lenses, they might not serve you very well. So I'm going to put them back away in my little lens cubby. All right, first of all, the D3100 is a great body and you should definitely use it. But I definitely suggest you rent an additional D3100 to have just in case. Because as great as our equipment is, and as much as we love it, sometimes it doesn't love us back. And it always chooses, the exact wrong time to break. So I would highly suggest renting an additional D3100. That way, you know the body, so it's not going to be like too crazy, for you if you have to use it, but you'll have it just in case you need it. I don't have an additional D3100, so we're just going to pretend that my D300S is the additional D3100. Okay, so now we need to build some lenses onto these. What I would suggest for the ceremony is the big daddy. I suggest the 70 to 200 f2.8 lens. This lens is awesome in low light. On the D3100, I admit it looks a little silly, but I use it all the time. I use this combination a lot. So the reason that I would suggest you use this lens, rent and use this lens, is that you can stand at the back of the church, first of all, and be kind of inobtrusive, but still get, right up in the bride and groom and get some close-up shots. But it's also so good in low light. So definitely this is my go-to lens for church shooting. Now, assuming that you take my advice and rent the additional body, you'll have an additional body, so why not use it? Why not have a little bit of flexibility while you are there shooting the ceremony? I would suggest renting the 17 to 55 f2.8 lens to go on your extra body. This will get you those wide angle shots, and it has a fixed aperture of f2.8, so it's good in low light too. So this is what you can use during the ceremony. You'll have them both, and you'll be able to get a mix of shots, and I think you'll be really happy with that. Now, let's talk about the reception. I would suggest putting the rented D3100 away, so nothing will happen to it, and the rented 70 to 200 away, and putting the rented 17 to 55 on your D3100. That's a super flexible combination for walking around, for walking around photography. If you put a rented SB910 on it, then you'll really be set up to take a lot of different kinds of shots during the reception. You can use the flash sometimes, don't use the flash other times, just use a wide aperture, and I think you'll be good to go. The only other thing that I would suggest, and you probably know this, but bring extra batteries and bring extra memory cards, because you just never know what's going to happen. So, Mike, good luck.